Let's start with the base of frittata. The first thing you need is some sort of onion. Here I have an onion and a shallot, but I'm only using the onion. Just want to show you besides onion, you have other options, just like all the other ingredients I'm about to show you next. Coming up, we need some dairy product. I'm using milk and sour cream. This will add a silky and smooth creamy texture to the frittata, which I really enjoy. And of course eggs. I really like these heirloom eggs that have different colors. I got them from the farmer's market. Use good quality eggs. You will also need some type of fat to fry out the aromatics and all the stuff that you're gonna put in the frittata. I recommend using something that has a stronger flavor like olive oil, duck fat, or bacon fat. This will add a subtle flavor to your frittata. Finally, salt and pepper. That's all you need for the frittata base. The beauty of frittata is that it's a great way to use up leftover ingredients. I gave you guys plenty of alternative options for the ingredients, so feel free to play around with whatever you have on hand. All the ingredients can be easily swapped out with something else. Well, besides the eggs, because you can't have frittata without the eggs, right?
Alright, now that we got the base, let's talk about what you can put in the frittata. I like to start with something hearty and starchy, like these potatoes. Also some veggies. I have here a zucchini and some grape tomatoes that have been sitting in the fridge for a while. Oh, and a sweet pepper. Oh, and these microgreens, which will be great to put on top as a garnish later. I love adding various microgreens to as many dishes as I can think of. They're chock full of compounds that are likely to promote youthful vitality. Herbs are nice too. And let's not forget the cheese. I've been meaning to use up this bag of mozzarella, and some Parmesan for that added saltiness. And lastly, some leafy greens. Let's make a healthy choice and go with spinach. Once again, a frittata is great for using up leftover ingredients. It's also a great time for you to be creative. So honestly, throw in and change up whatever you want. You be the boss of your own frittata. Alright, after you gather up all your ingredients, we're going to chop up everything and have them ready to go. Start with the onion, slice it thinly like this. Take the zucchini and slice 1/3 of it thinly. We will use these as a garnish on top later. Dice up the rest. Make sure you dice them in about the same size so they cook evenly. I'm only using 1/4 of the pepper. You can use more if you like. Same deal, we're going to dice it up. And the potatoes, dice them up smaller so they cook faster. Now the main component of the dish, eggs! These are going to expand and give the frittata its puffy texture, so you want to make sure you have enough of them in the dish. In a large bowl, crack in 8 eggs, season them with salt and pepper. Then add in 4 tablespoons of sour cream and 2 splashes of milk. That's about 2 tablespoons. Give it a good whisk until it's homogeneous.
The key to making a frittata is that you want to pre-cook all the ingredients on medium heat, and in a 10-inch cast iron skillet, add about 3 tablespoons of the fat of your choice. I'm using duck fat because it tastes fantastic with potatoes. In goes the onion, saute for a minute, and then add the potatoes. These take the longest to cook, so we're adding them in the pan right now. Season with salt and pepper. The potatoes have absorbed a little bit of the duck fat, so I'm just gonna pour in a tiny bit of olive oil to make sure there's enough fat on the bottom later, so when we bake the frittata, it doesn't stick to the pan. Cook until the potatoes are softened and the onions are caramelized, about 6 to 7 minutes. Then add in the peppers and zucchini. Cook for another minute. Once again, make sure you season it with salt. Lastly, the spinach. I'm just gonna throw in 2 handfuls of them. Stir it around so it cooks down a bit. Then pour in the egg mixture and push any veggie that's sticking out in the egg mix. Arrange the sliced zucchini nicely on top and some grape tomatoes that are cut in half. And just like making pizza, we're gonna sprinkle the top with some mozzarella cheese and Parmesan cheese. And finally, some black pepper. Bake the frittata in the preheated 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. The frittata is cooked if you give it a shake and it doesn't jiggle. It cooks pretty quickly, so make sure you don't overcook it. The eggs are cooked, but I want the top to be brown, so I'm just gonna put it under the broiler for another 5 minutes. When it's done baking, your frittata should look something like this, beautifully golden browned. And because we live in California, I'm gonna put some avocado on top, but instead of just dicing it, I'm gonna show you how to fan it out like the ones you see at a restaurant. Oh, you know which one I'm talking about, the one that looks really pretty and they charge you $2 for? Okay, so here's what you want to do. Cut the avocado in quarter and peel the skin off. And take a knife and then just slice it up like this, but make sure the top part is still intact. And then just flatten it out with your hand, just like that. Did you see that? Okay, let's do it one more time. Slice it up like this, and then flatten it out with your hand. And then you get this beautiful avocado, just like that. The trick is to use an avocado that's still a tiny bit firm. If it's too soft, then it's not gonna work. You see how pretty that is? Now you know how to do it. And go ahead and put them on the frittata and garnish it with some microgreens and just a sprinkle of flaky salt. And that is how you make a frittata. Super simple and delicious. Once you got the basics down, you can customize it however you want. Make sure you give this a try at home, and if you do, leave us a comment below and give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel and share our videos. Thanks for hanging out with us today, and we'll see you back in the kitchen next time.